Good evening, friends and family. I want to thank you for coming to another night with our podcast, Behind Black Business, hosted by Gregory Sane. As you know, here at Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities, we are working very hard to improve the condition of Black communities within the city of Chicago. And the best way we know to do this is to help circulate the dollars in our communities by uplifting our Black businesses who have the opportunity to hire Black people, who have the opportunity to present opportunities for other Black entrepreneurs who are more than likely to spend their dollars with other Black people for their services and their products. And so this is how we can help keep those dollars in our communities and make our communities stronger. We also are raising dollars to help those Black businesses that are struggling in certain areas or whatever areas that they may be struggling in. Through our podcast, we showcase Black businesses. And then we're working on public policies to help bring our bookstores into our schools. We need our children reading books that have been written by many of our wonderful and very knowledgeable Black authors, and not books that somebody else just put information together about our history and not truly telling the truth about our history. And so that's why we support our Black business, our Black bookstores. We have Semicolon on the north side. We have Underground on East 87th Street. We have Frontline located in Hyde Park and Afriware. Every month we feature a Black bookstore on our website. This month we're featuring Afriware. And we also have a book giveaway every month. And we have this month, the book that we're giving away is Kwame Nkrumah's Midnight Speech for Independence by Eugene and Laura Freeman. So in order to win that book, you have to be a subscriber. So you can go to rrgbc.org and subscribe to our website. We're also asking that we give extra support to Brother Say Cool at Frontline Bookstore. He's having some difficulties there, but we are supporting him. A lot of people from the community are trying to support him. He has 15% off on all products in his store right now. So we want to not lose that institution. There's been a Black bookstore there for many decades, and we do not want to lose that institution. So we ask that you go and support Brother Say Cool. We also support the Southside Community Federal Credit Union, located at 54th and Wentworth. They are the only Black bank that we have left here in Chicago, and they've been there for over 20 years supporting the Black community. So we ask that you go there and open up an account. When you open up an account, you give them an opportunity to create more money and support the people within the community. So please go to our website and support us. We have an online shop, and we ask that you support us. So I'm not going to take up too much more time. We have a special guest here tonight, Arthur Ward, who is a longtime community activist. And we have some great people here in our city in Chicago that have been working as community activists for many years, all their lives. And Arthur Ward is one of those people. He's also a self-made investor and businessman, very intelligent guy. And so he is also the president of the Freedmen. Vice President. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Vice President of the Freedmen Descendants of Chicago. So tonight, Greg and Arthur are going to be talking about reparations. And this is very important to our business community. This is very important to us. So without any further commentary, I'm going to bring it to you, our host, Gregory Sane of Behind Black Business. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Denise. And good evening, everyone. Good evening, and good evening to the guests. It's always an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to have a conversation. A lot of conversations out here, a lot of talking out here. Unfortunately, more talking than it is action, and that's a whole nother conversation as it relates to what we need to be doing to seriously move the needle and cause the necessary transformation in our community. We have a lot of scholars, a lot of people over the years who have made some excellent contributions to the sojourn of Black people. And, I was part of an organization, coalition. I say I was. I guess I'm still part of it, but it's that organization. I don't know if I want to use the word sabbatical, but it was the new leadership, the new leadership coalition, the new Black leadership coalition, and unfortunately, due to egos, the same thing that busts up every movement of Black people is, I mean, it's egos, but then, we're going to talk about this as it relates to this whole thrust of reparations. It's a lot to unpack. And I know you, Brother Arthur, you've been involved with this a lot of years. And you know this stuff like the back of your hand when it comes to exactly the positioning and the whole history of it, where it is now. And what do you foresee it going? Where are we with it now? And what's your projection of it coming into fruition as far as this being the catalyst or the foundation of Black people not being in the condition we're in? And and I say that because I don't see white America ever. The 40 acres and the mule, forget about it. But I don't see this country ever. I don't see how we could even the playing field without what is due to us. And anybody that think we gonna get it by getting a damn degree and working for the oppressor forever in corporate America is a damn fool. I'm saying it like that. You're a damn fool. Because we like to sugarcoat the stuff and water it down. But it has to be a demand. And you break it down because without that, now I believe in that force, but even those that have the spiritual perspective, I think they got all of that faith, but with no works. And then when you mention works, there's no damn plan to petition. Because this thing is about money. I mean, it's about wealth. It's about ownership. It's about, power. And you can be as knowledgeable as you want to be and articulate as much as you want to articulate. But will it move the needle? But anyway, Brother Arthur, I mean, it's a lot of information out there on the Freedmen. I think everybody should go and Google the information, and then there's some specifically that you guys have put together. I mean, the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Damn.
Oh, you read that, huh?
I read a lot. I read a lot. And I mean, it was so much to know. It should be a damn required class for every young person to damn the Black History class, definitely damn the LGBT stuff. But
Right.
that is what they should be forced to study. If they don't study nothing else, because that will let them know what to do with the information that they getting and giving them information that they need to get in order to understand the information that's being forced on them. And then they'll realize how much BS most of that information is to keep us, damn it, enslaved, tied to corporate slavery America. But
This
go
is
ahead,
true. You know
brother.
what, sir, though, but you know what? I understand what you mean about the LGBTQ stuff, but I'm gonna tell you something. There is a lesson to be learned from the
Oh, hell yeah.
LGBTQ people.
Bro,
They got their
I love that
political
part.
stuff together.
Oh, no. So when I
Yeah.
say stuff, they other agenda. But
No,
in
I
terms
got you
of,
on that. Yeah.
yeah. But in terms of what you just said, I'm not mad at them. As far as organizing,
Yes.
petitioning, and
Yes.
making sure, because if they had not been doing that, we wouldn't be talking about it. Where someone is talking about curriculums and
yeah,
you need to know this, and look how far they've gotten, and look even this new bill that wicked Biden signed regarding the new Americas.
right.
So where are we at? What's for Black people?
What's for Black people? And you know what? It's not so much racism that's stopping us. It is a lack of political focus, activism, and movement from the Black community. Because it's not about people liking you. That's why I hate Black preachers, because they always talk about love and this is all about business. It's all about competition.
Yeah,
It's
they talking about broke love, broke love.
No.
Right, that's right.
You know what I mean? You know, one of the things I think I mentioned to you before last time we spoke, that Black people have to understand that the United States is the first and only country that was created purely as an economic and commercial construct. Purely. This is all about business. And what happened to us as the temporary losers was about business. So the thing is, when it comes to reparations, the question is, what are we going to do now to organize ourselves from a political, business, and economic standpoint so that we can secure our due from what we have created in this country? Get the emotion out of it.
What stands in the way? Well, first of all, right. So from what you know, in a basic way, tell the audience what has gone into the work that you all are doing, because they hear about reparation from a whole lot of other folks. We know they hear more from in Cobra and stuff like that. You know, social media have stuff out there, but and then, you know, the stuff with John Conyers or even Dorothy Tillman runs her mouth like she's an expert on reparation. A lot of people. Okay. But from your experience and the work that you've been putting into it in your organization, educate the people about what is reparation and how will it work for the citizens here in America.
Okay. First of all, what is reparations? A root word is repair. Repair in terms of what was taken, what was broken, and what was appropriated. We are the very foundation of why the United States is in the position that it's in. Black people, period. And we are at a point that Black people will be cratering economically by 2053. Reparations is the only thing that will put us on par with other Americans. And what I mean by other Americans, white Americans, which we should be at this point. So at this point, the only thing that should be the number one issue in Black America is reparations. It's about business. It's about the future prosperity of your children. It's about the security of your community. And it is about full participation in the economic change in this country. That's what it's about.
And when you look at, I don't even want to get into the building of this silly library for Barack Obama. And the reason I said silly, because if you just dealt with reparation and you look at who's going to benefit from building that, when you said it's a corporation, it's a business, and they do whatever they want to do because we ain't really part of it. Mm-hmm. So what you just laid out is crystal clear. What in organizing us to have this delivered, you already done some work, so I can't say we starting from scratch. Where are we now in this struggle?
Actually, you know, a couple of years ago, you heard reparations a lot in media. It's not so much now, but what's going on in the community is a growing awareness of reparations and why we should have it. That's partly why you're starting to see this pushback on immigration coming out of Black people nowadays, especially the Black ones that have been weaponized against us in this country and stuff. Black people are slowly waking up, even though the media is not talking about it as much as they were 2 years ago. So it is happening. We had to reset how we're doing our work because of the COVID situation, but we're getting that back on track and coming up with new strategies to make people more aware about regarding what they need to be about politically.
So and I'm glad you mentioned the young people, because I believe that if you pour, we pour in them, why this is so important. And when we start talking about success and opportunities and all of that we want them to become, this is what they need to know. So exactly, how do we get this? That's why I said what I said about the LGBTQ and Black history in the school. But this information to me is more important than any information that need to get into the heads, the minds, and the hearts of young people so that they could petition with the same tools. They ain't got to reinvent the wheels. They just have to be organized. So right now in 2021, who is at the table right now? I mean, as far as the political apparatus, is it there, or is it still in a stage of now because of COVID and et cetera? Did it really push it back, to a degree, or what?
It didn't push it back. It actually gave people a lot more time to study. And that's why
very good response.
In my experience, I'm starting to get more and more awareness from people that are not attached to any particular organization. One of the things that I do too is I push this heavily. Get this book.
What is that called?
It's From Here to Equality
by Dr.
William Darity and A. Kirsten Mullen. This is the premier book regarding reparations for Black Americans in the 21st century.
I read about him.
Yeah, Duke University. Every Black family needs to have this book, including you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get it too.
Okay.
I might. Can you get it on? Is it
Amazon.
in Black Amazon?
It should be, and I think Underground Bookstore carries it too.
Okay. Yeah. I hope they carry it, but they got to get more sophisticated. These bookstores, Black people cannot stay back in the 21st century and expect people to walk in their doors. And I mean, we go and walk in doors to get food. Now we can still walk in doors and buy books, and we need the hard copy. We don't have to wait
Right.
on Amazon. Go and support the local Black bookstores. We just have gotten trifling, to some of us, to the
Yeah.
degree where we'll walk right past a bookstore and then we'll go right to the nasty Arab store to buy some food and
Right.
won't go in there and support a Black bookstore. But that's a whole nother conversation. So,
Right.
Mr. Darity, I read some of the things about the work that they were doing, man. And Mullins, what's that? The other person was
Hey, Kirsten Mullins, that's his wife, and she's a
right.
folklorist and a historian. So Darity provided the economic heft to the book, and Mullins provided the historical context.
Yeah. When I read what I read that they have online,
Yeah.
they put some real work. And I don't know if anybody can refute it
No,
because
no one can.
they solid. I mean, they went to the founding father even before them in terms of understanding exactly the engine to prosperity.
Mhm. And-
What people like to call prosperity, but it's like,
right.
no, we got to settle up. We need to fix this.
Right. That's why I've taken on the responsibility in a lot of cases of responding to Darity's critics, like you saw in the Sadducees and Pharisees. I do that all the time. I respond to his critics. He can't respond to them all, so I respond to a good number of them in my own personal way.
Do you go around the country
Yes,
lecturing,
not lecturing per se, but we do
organizing?
organizing mostly. Yeah.
So do you
Yeah,
go on
we just
college
got back from
campuses?
Tulsa. We just got back from Phoenix. We also went to
Who did you
Atlanta.
talk to in Tulsa?
Tulsa, there's several organizations that have
Okay.
these conferences, and so the Freedmen, Descendants of Chicago, we make sure to at least be there. A lot of times, my president, Marlon Watson, he's on the program to speak, and then we do a lot of networking and so forth.
Okay, no good. And same thing in Phoenix?
Same thing in Phoenix, small Black community there, you know that, and we network there. So anybody, and the thing is too, we also have a lot of Black people that are immigrants that are solid allies. So they're not all nefarious, you know what I'm saying? Because they understand the importance of Black people getting on their feet, and there will be some tertiary benefits from us getting reparations for Black immigrants. So this is why I network with anybody that is sympathetic to reparations for Black Americans.
Yeah, I mean, that's the world we live in right now.
Right.
If you just had to rely on us, some of us are totally against this movement. We're totally against it because we so set in our, I can't say tunnel, maybe tunnel vision, but narrowness, and really just, to be quite honest, cowardice, and don't really want,
Cowardice,
just cowards,
fear.
and afraid to challenge uh, the corporations that control all of the industries,
That's
all of the
right.
damn industries.
Mhm,
You heard Denise talking about support of one Black bank. That's a damn shame.
mhm,
One bank.
mhm.
We had a few other Black banks in Chicago, but support a couple of bookstores, just two
Right.
or three bookstores.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
see,
we should be embarrassed. We should be embarrassed
right.
to even. And then you see Negroes in sport and play, which is where they want them to be,
Mhm.
and they're not pushing this.
Right. Exactly. And see, the demise of Black banks is our fault. I look at that as our fault.
Oh
Um,
yes,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying? Because you have these people out here talking about opportunity, but see, opportunity mostly is within groups, not between groups. Okay. White people are able to provide opportunities for their children. Jewish people are able to provide opportunities for,
yep,
for, for their children. But
yeah,
because of the fact that we have ignored a lot of the infrastructure, business infrastructure, and relational infrastructure, we have not provided opportunities for our children. So we have to spend bad time and bad energy going over to another group to tell them to provide opportunity for our kids.
Absolutely.
Think
Which is
about how
so,
ridiculous that sounds.
you took the word right out of my mouth. I, ridiculous was getting ready to come right out, and you
Yeah,
said it. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. And so when
It's
a white
super
man,
ridiculous.
right, when a white man doesn't hire my child, I ain't mad at him. For what?
Hey, I told some people this. They was like, man, you see all these Latin X people, Mexicans, Latino, you see them, blah, blah. I said, I'm proud of them.
Hmm.
I'm proud of them. They doing exactly what they should do.
Right.
I'm not
Protect
saying
their
they don't
interests.
want to work with black folks. No, we have been in position to make some decisions, but we get in there and all we want is a title to a job. They go and get some additional credentials, and they just, oh man, please. Some
Right.
of them are pitiful, embarrassing, because they don't even know what to do with the title or the power that they do have, because they don't even have this information. How the hell you in charge and you calling yourself black leadership and you don't know nothing about the Freedmen and this whole concept
Hmm.
and vision to use this as the vehicle to change the reality that we're living in right now.
Hmm.
What else is being offered?
Exactly. You know, I don't deal too much with black people that are overly concerned with diversity. Diversity is a money losing proposition for black people. We should be about internally building business, internally building systems, internally dealing with our own logistics. Okay, not diversity. That I say this all the time, that diversity is a punk move. We
I
need
know that's
diversity
correct.
for it is.
No,
We got
it's absolutely a fact of what you're saying. Look, the if you looked at where we are now and just say things within the next 2 years gets better and this stuff mutates or variance is not as deep as they say, and we get back to some sense of so-called normalcy, right? Is there a timetable that you all are on? How, what's the plan? Where are you guys going from? I can't say where you're going from here because people need to know where you are right now.
mhm.
And then from there, how do people get involved? You know,
Well,
I
I,
mean, they can go on, do they, I mean, do they
I
give money? But more than that, how do they get involved? Because there are a lot of people trying to figure out, right now, all you hear is it's going to be a food shortage, and it probably will be. Uh,
right, yeah.
so what do you tell the audience, how this not only will benefit, but how they could be involved in this?
Well, right now we are reorganizing as the Freedmen Descendants of Chicago. They can contact me directly. Right now, we're reconstructing our website and all that. But right now, they can contact me at 312-256-5698, and they can email me directly at arthurward777@gmail.com, and I will respond.
Okay, and give that number out again.
Yes, 312-256-5698.
Okay, and the email is Arthur Ward
Seven seven
77737
at Gmail.
at
Three
Gmail.
sevens. That
Okay,
correct. Correct.
okay. If you all heard that, make sure you contact this brother, and he's going to guide you where you need to be guided as far as being involved. Because there's a lot of idle people right now, man. Our people don't know if they're going or coming because nobody is giving
Right.
them some type of blueprint to build. To
Hmm.
build. I mean, we've been sold a lot of different programs. I mean, people are wrestling online with uh, Bitcoin and crypto coin and all of these things. And we don't know what to trust, what to believe, what's going to work, and how. Because then you look in the Black communities, then there's arguments and conversations around, ooh, gentrification is really, they gentrifying all of the community. Hell yeah, they doing it. They doing what they doing what they should be doing. You know, because if we were strong, couldn't nobody come into your community.
That's right. And also we had control over, if we decided to control our representatives. See, that's the other thing that Black people, we elect people, but we, you know, electing a person to office is only 5% of it.
Yep.
The rest of it is engagement, presenting him with an agenda, and making sure that he follows through on that agenda.
Yeah, or their days in office would be very
right, exactly.
Very short.
You hear the general ignorance of Black people all the time when they ask a politician, where's your Black agenda? No, a politician is not supposed to give you an agenda. You are
give
supposed
him
to
the agenda. Right. This is what we want. Right. I mean, and then you get the little hustling lobbyists. Right. They down in Springfield for a bag.
Right.
Some of these guys, I'm just gonna call them. I'm not gonna say they nobodies. That would be harsh.
But you know what, Greg?
They little hustlers.
Right.
And they not pushing anything that will benefit the community. You know, as far as an agenda. Right. They talk that on the radio and what's in it for Black people. Ain't a damn thing in it because you don't even know what to put in it. And then they running around with a slogan and not a damn plan and no body of work. You have a body of work. I've read a lot of the stuff that you've already. I'm very interested in you all reorganizing.
Yeah,
and getting the website up.
Yeah.
And having it so that people can go and read, study it, sign on to it, and then organize within the organizing so that our community will know this is a realistic way to change the reality and the way we're functioning in this city and around America. Because I don't see anything. We vote, and then we fighting with people telling me, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a this, I'm a that. And it's the same damn thing every year. Wait for the next 4 years for some disappointment.
Right, just like Jim Crow Joe is laying on us right now. I mean, we would have been a lot better leaving Trump in office. But getting back to reparations, sir.
I don't have a problem with that because I think, when I listen to so many clowns, I mean, you listen to Black radio, man. It's the most pathetic, the most sad, from the morning all the way to the evening, from Monday through Sunday. A couple people, maybe one, that really is saying anything that will move the needle for change of Black people. These are just people, and I'm not saying they don't have a few little conversations, but it's a regurgitation of the same thing. And I guess they've been told, just make sure you run them damn commercials.
Right.
You run those commercials and you take up some airtime with the same foolishness, and we can stay in business. Right. You ain't talking about zero. Most of them on there are empty as hell. And it's some of them I know, and they embarrassing to listen to. I mean, it is. They so pathetic.
Yeah, I was shocked a couple of years ago when I started coming back to being interviewed on the radio. I get over to WVON and it's a bunch of white people running around. And I said, wait, what?
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that like, interesting? A black radio station with a white programmer, producer. The producer is a white guy, And the rest of the people, some of them been there way too long, that they not just burnt out, but their brains is fried. And you know, when I hear them talk, I can't even listen to most of them longer than 3 or 4 minutes.
Right.
Because they're not talking about nothing.
Right.
And you don't have me to come on your show because I take over your show, you know. And because I mean, people want to hear something, man, to awaken the sleeping giants. And they don't wake up the sleeping giant. They just have the sleeping giants calling in there with the same foolish questions, you know, based on the same foolish platform or what, not even platform, but programming. The programming.
Right.
You should they should have a show with you on every week.
Well, thank you, sir. Hey,
No,
you know what?
really, because it will get us someplace.
Yeah. But listen, while we're on the air, there's one thing that I really want to get out there.
Get it out.
Because when it comes to reparations, most people that have some understanding or knowledge of reparations usually associate reparations with NARC and in Cobra.
Yeah.
And I'd like to put it out there in the air why the Freedmen, the ADOS organization, the Foundational Blacks, all that, why we cannot work with them. Even though ADOS, Freedmen, and FBA, we're all separate organizations, 95% of our platforms are about the same, okay? These are the two things that are the sticking points between these groups and Narcan and Cobra. Number one, they do not want Black Americans to receive cash payments.
What they want us to receive? Food stamp?
They want to control all reparations resources through an organization outside the government that they call the National Reparations Trust Authority. And they want to control how reparations resources are dealt with. Period. Everybody would have to come to them. No, we want, just like the Japanese and the American Indians, they get checks directly from the Treasury that go to individuals. We want the same thing. Okay.
In Evanston, was that reparation or what was
No,
that?
that is not reparations. That is not reparations at all. What that is really a housing voucher program. That's
Did you say a housing voucher?
It's a voucher program. In other words, like you have to own a house. You have to have a certain credit score because the $25,000 that they give you out of this is not really enough to do anything. The average cost of a house in Evanston is $400,000. Okay, and so
$400,000.
right, and so what they have you doing is going right back to the same banks that redlined us in the first place, and really the banks in Evanston will be the real beneficiaries of that program. Also, and the second sticking point that we have with Narcan and Cobra is the fact that they want to universalize reparations to any Black person in the country, meaning Black immigrants that most of them came here in the late 1970s and 80s and early 80s. They had nothing to do with slavery or Jim Crow or anything like that. So why would we be giving them reparations?
Good question.
Okay.
Very good question.
You know, reparations are very specific. Any reparations program is very, very specific. Okay. And also, we feel that the United States should not be pinned as the default paymaster for anybody that's ever been enslaved anywhere in the world. I say, hey, France enslaved Haiti. England enslaved Jamaica. Spain enslaved the Dominican Republic. Let those governments pay their own bills.
I agree.
Okay.
I totally agree. I totally agree. These
and all
questions,
Jews don't get reparations.
Right. So here's a very to me, important question as far as local politicians here in Chicago.
Yes.
Who are you all petitioning, working with? Are any of them on board with this? Have you and others had an opportunity to run this by them?
Well, actually, we've actually talked to all black politicians in city, but we have to kind of we're in a position where we have to flip them to our way of thinking, because most of these guys have been appropriated by Narcan and Cobra. They've been around a lot longer. They've been able to develop all these political, associations and friendships and so forth. It's also the same case in Washington. So we are slowly breaking through those barriers by us presenting a more common sense version of what reparations should look like and who it should go to and how it should be laid out.
If Cam, the brother Cam, was on here, what would he say different?
As far as what? As far as in opposition to what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a thing that Narcan and Cobra does. Whenever you bring up these specific things about their reparational intent, they are really very good at changing the subject, deflecting, straw manning, gaslighting. They do all that stuff, and we've already had our experiences with them. They have a policy of not being on any of the same forums that Freedmen, ADOS, or FBA people are on. Because what happens is that we take over, because people start listening to us, because the way that we want reparations to be done makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and I think, personally, when you just look at who benefited from reparations, just period, what is the best way of getting it? That's important. The plan of action that you all have. But even if, say, we have to be careful, and I think you would appreciate what I'm about to say.
Okay.
When you send the wrong people to negotiate for us, and even though thing might be very flowery, well put together, like a good PowerPoint presentation, the people on the other end realize, oh, we'll get this right back. Give it to them. Write the check, because this money would be right back in our banks, right back in our hand, just like that, because they don't have a real plan of action, and they really don't really free the people. The people have to now go through them to get and like you said, they don't want to give cash money to people. They want to give it through vouchers, right? Did you say vouchers earlier?
No. The Evanston program is a voucher.
Oh, yeah, the Evanston program was voucher.
No, they wanted they wanted to Narcan and Cobra wanted to control all reparations resources and expend them in the form of programs and money to different organizations. The other thing too that bothers us is that there are a lot of black immigrants and green carders in both of their organizations, and they would also be involved in controlling reparations for Native Black Americans.
No, should nobody control your money. If I want, I can do what I want to do with my own money. And
now, this is my response to people that are worried about what individual black people do with their reparations checks. And I say, none of your effing business. And I say, yes, some of us will trick their money off. Guy buys himself 7,000 pairs of Jordans. A woman purchases a semi-trailer load of weed for personal use. Brothers making it rain at the strip club, the bar, and at the whole house. Okay, but that's their business. They're going to do it. And that's for sure. And every race on this planet has certain members of their various tribes that will trick off money. We people, we have our share as well. And every family has at least one. Okay? At the same time.
you absolutely. I know you know doggone well when people got their stimulus
Right,
checks,
right.
they went
But
and
at
bought
the
them stupid Jordan shoes. I wouldn't buy
right,
nothing with Jordan name on it, period.
okay.
But I
But at the
mean,
same
but
time, at the same time, let me finish. At the same time, you also have a substantial percentage of people like us that will pay off their mortgages, purchase homes, improve their
absolutely,
homes, finance businesses, start businesses, make investments, pay off long-standing debts, improve their credit, get more education, so on and so. This is the same stuff that white folks do. Okay. And some guy talking about, well, y'all gonna buy Benzes and Cadillacs. I say, hey, white people buy Cadillacs. Y'all don't have no problem with them buying Cadillacs. Why not?
exactly. If that's what you want. First of all, if that's gonna make you feel good and you can drive around, the rest of them we don't say that when they drive around, whatever they drive around, and I hope you pick up your children from school and go to grocery stores and take a
Right.
road trip and whatever. But that ain't your damn business what somebody else does with their money.
But
And
the thing
that's
is,
right,
right,
control.
right. But the thing is this is what I tell people all the time in my dealings with black people and also understanding what we do. You have to understand that even though we went through slavery, Jim Crow, and all this other stuff, we are the most entrepreneurial people in the country.
Agree, agree,
That's
agree,
what that's how Tulsa
agree.
and Rosewood, and remember, these people just stepped out of slavery with no help and still
Absolutely.
did this.
Absolutely.
How many people do you know that are black that got small businesses going on in their homes, women doing hair in the kitchen, all that mess? The only thing that is stopping them is a lack of capital.
That's right.
There will be an explosion of black businesses starting after
Agreed.
reparations. The number one white corporation that's going to make a lot of money off reparations is not Cadillac, not Benz. It's going to be Home Depot because
Wow.
black people will be using a lot of that money not to move out the ghetto, but to buy the ghetto and improve their houses.
Oh, hey man, you know here in Chicago, as you were talking,
Right,
as you were just talking, brother Arthur, I was visiting 51st Street being built from
right,
all the way down, all of those stores on 47th Street that still look like hell. You know,
right,
now you tell me something is gravely wrong. You got all these Negroes in the what do you call that over there on 79th, the Highlands. You got all
okay.
these Negroes
Jackson,
in
right.
High Park and
Mhm.
or wherever we are, but we can't even take over one damn strip.
Right,
43rd Street got a few little, shops here and there, and 55th University of Chicago buying all that up,
right,
all the way pretty much to state, all the way
right.
down to the expressway. But with reparations, I was just visioning, man, people like you said, going to Home Depot or
Yeah,
wherever, to
that's
Lowe's and said, let me
that's what
get
they're
these
gonna be
supplies
doing.
and build up my house, my community, my block, and let me put this shop right here. I've always wanted this shop. And then with the mindset of doing business, as you heard Denise say earlier, with black business.
Right. Exactly.
Then that's the majority of it. We are doing business with people that don't like us, and we're
Right.
doing business with people that don't do business with us. How
Right.
retarded is that? That's
Is
why
that
I get on these black radio stations. They ain't promoting zero, man.
right? See,
And
I
what
don't
we
care
just
about people
said
like
is
that.
that you can't tell me a show on any doggone radio about how you not just circulate, because I hit them with that
Hmm.
corny foolishness, circulating the dollar. Hell, we ain't got no real dollars.
Right.
We got some. We got
Right.
some. We do have some money, but the way
Continuous.
everybody holding on to that little bitty thing,
Right.
that
See,
little
the,
bitty
the thing
stuff.
is that the continuous redlining that we are still dealing with. Don't ever let no white person tell you that. Well, we don't do red. You go damn lie. You still do redlining.
Oh
You
yeah,
business redlining and property redlining. You
man.
know.
We done went over the time. Oh no, we got about 4 more minutes. I
Right.
was looking at the the time, but we came on about a minute late. Little technical problems, but man, I knew we would have a good show with you. Get out for the next few minutes or so, Arthur.
Yes, sir.
Where I know you gave them your phone number and etc. What else about reparation from you? Because you said it just a few minutes ago. The folks who have really put information out here, those two organizations, but what do people need to know again? And I think some of them got it. They know where to go and find it. They know where to read it. But when we hear the word reparation, we know it means to repair.
Right.
But give them some hope, because I think people don't have any hope in it, because they think, oh, here we go again with this reparation talk. Is it ever going to be delivered?
Hope comes from action. And that's what I'm trying to get people on, action. When you're in the middle of it and trying to make this thing done. I mean, you guys watch sports. Sports sometimes is like making a way out of no way, right? That's why you're mad at certain teams. Why not take that same mentality that you constantly feed yourself in vicariously through sports and put it here in the political arena where it's going to make you some money? See, that's where I'm coming from. Okay. And hope comes from action. That's why I'm trying to get Black people. We're trying to get reparations done in 5 years or less.
5 years or less.
Yeah, and actually, if Black people put their political minds to it and unify, and we don't need everybody, we only need like 12%.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because we did not, once again, in such a slave mentality way, gave racist Joe Biden the Black vote and the stupid Black leadership. Stupid. Yep. You are dumb and stupid, right? Because you call yourself saying, I'm not going to vote for Lucifer or Satan. I'm going to get Satan, and you did not ask for nothing. That's why I call you dumb and stupid. I just want you to know, not name calling, but it was dumb and stupid for us not to get nothing out of it. I mean, we did the same thing with Barack Obama, and Black people got nothing from him, zero. And don't even mention that old stupid healthcare thing. I mean, it ain't stupid in the sense that it benefits some people who really need it. Thank God they can get that, but nothing else, zero from that guy. But they made him a celebrity. He was a celebrity. That's it. Him and his wife became instant celebrities. They can do that overnight. They can make anybody a celebrity overnight, and everybody around the world know. You get on all the talk shows, you get on all the radio shows, and all they know about is you. The kids know you, and then you do a little swag stuff. You got enough speech, you can articulate something, and they dress you up, write your little scripts, and you give them. They go, "You famous now. You famous, but you ain't Buster Great." So close us out, brother. Close us out. And we got to have another part of this, because I think this is the most important education that our people can get, and inspiration is reparation.
Yes. Well, again, anyone that wants to learn more about reparations can call me at 312-256-5698. Right now, the Freedmen Descendants of Chicago are reorganizing. We're working on getting our website up, and we will be back in full operation by the end of this month.
All right. Thank you, Brother Arthur Ward. Man, excellent, excellent, excellent. Folks, thank you all for joining us. Share this show. You got it. If you're watching it via Facebook, it's on YouTube. Share it with your friends, your family, and your enemies. Please share it. Anyway, thank you, Brother Ward. Have a good evening, man. And look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Mr. Say. Peace.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? The other thing is like Samuel L. Jackson was acting.